Welcome to Devotions from Israel, a 5-minute word of encouragement. Today's devotion comes from Mark chapter 5. So this story in Mark chapter 5 happens in the Galilee, and it involves Jesus. I don't know if you've ever thought as if you were out of range, if you will, of God's mercy and compassion. Perhaps you've found yourself in a place along your journey of life where you don't think that you will be accepted by God. Perhaps you are one who has struggled with your own identity of who you are. Well, this story in Mark 5 is a vivid one where we have Jesus gathered with his disciples in a boat. In fact, they're heading from the western shoreline of the Sea of Galilee in northern Israel to the eastern shoreline of the lake. Now, this lake is about 13 miles long and probably at its widest point is close to 7 miles wide. So here they are going to the eastern side, which, by the way, is where Gentiles lived. This was the area of what is called in the Bible the Decapolis. And here a demon-possessed man, in fact a crazy man, was actually encountered. He was befriended by Jesus. In fact, one detail of the story is that when they reached to the eastern side, we notice that it's only Jesus getting out of the boat. Why would that be? Because his disciples, Jewish as they were very, very fearful. They did not want to come in contact with any Gentile. In fact, even the rabbis, some of them would say, even if a shadow of a Gentile would fall upon you, you would be deemed unclean. And yet Jesus put that aside, this cultural element of the story aside, and he's the one who got out of the boat. He befriends this demoniac who's crazy. He's chained up, and yet Jesus befriends him. In fact, Jesus exorcises out of him demons, and the demons end up going into the wild boar or pigs, and they in turn run down the steep cliff on the eastern side of the lake into the water, and they drowned. And yet I love this last part of the story that we read here in Mark chapter 5, because when this man who was befriended by Jesus and now exorcised of his demons, he wants to return to the western side with Jesus. You see, he wants to be a follower of Jesus. And yet, this is what Jesus told him. Jesus did not let him come with him, but rather said, "Go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you." So the man went away and began to tell in the Decapolis, this gathering or cluster of 10 cities, how much Jesus had done for him. And all the people were amazed. You see, Jesus sees the potential in all of us. He sees our need for him. And as we come to him in faith, and as he transforms our lives, he simply wants us to share the story of how we were transformed by his grace and his friendship, and ultimately by his love. For you and me, Jesus gave his life for a sacrifice, for us, for the world, but specifically for you and me. And this means that we are to tell the world. as this man did in his hometown. Go and tell people what God has done for you. You see, Jesus sees potential in all of us in sharing the good news of the kingdom with others. So with this story, be encouraged, my friends. Until next time, shalom.